months ago. They've been very impressive ever since WrestleMania. Yes, they have already been defeated by teams like Randy Orton, Kane, and Daniel Bryan. Again, Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton were on the opposition that defeated the Shield for the first time ever in about 7.5 months. And they've also previously lost to Christian and the Usos, who are currently the number one contenders right now for the tag team championships. But with how the feud between the Shield and Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton fared over the past couple of months, I really see Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton having a one-on-one rivalry over the WWE title derived from previous encounters they've had with the Shield. Not taking anything away from the Shield, I've been very impressed with the Shield as your tag team and United States champions over the past couple of months. I don't see them losing either the tag team titles or the U.S. title, which is currently being held by Dean Ambrose, one of the most impressive of the threesome making up the Shield, anytime soon. If they go to lose the tag team and United States championships, it probably won't be until Survivor Series, which is not until November. I see the Shield remaining champions in the WWE past SummerSlam. I don't see them losing anytime soon. But how do you feel about the Shield and how impressive they've been? Do you agree with my analogy of the Shield? Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. I really think they have been very impressive. You can let me know on social media, on Facebook at facebook.com/EGW Entertainment, on Twitter at JonathanClark1, and on YouTube at youtube.com/JonathanClark22. The Shield certainly have had a lot to offer. I also see the Shield feuding with the likes of the Wyatt family or the Brothers of Destruction at some point over the next couple of months. They have to have something probable going for them, just as they do for both Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. This has been my frustration with Randy Orton over the past couple of months. He's been benefiting new talent initiative superstars in matches that have had nothing to do over being either the number one contender for major championships or for championships. He's just been benefiting them in this very unbeneficiary program, in this very unbeneficiary role for who else but Randy Orton. If Randy Orton were the one benefiting from feuds with Dolph Ziggler and Wade Barrett, it would make more sense to me, but it's always Wade Barrett, it's always Dolph Ziggler getting one over on Randy Orton, and that's where consequently all my frustration has lied with Randy Orton's character. If Randy Orton were winning, let's say, the Intercontinental Championships or the WWE Championships in feuds with Wade Barrett or Dolph Ziggler, I wouldn't have so much frustration in regards built up towards Randy Orton. But it's just Randy Orton is not benefiting. It's like Kane, how he wasn't benefiting in a team with Daniel Bryan as part of Team Hell No as the tag team champions. Yes, Kane was one half of the tag team champions, but Kane had held the tag team titles on 12 previous occasions prior to winning the tag team titles with Daniel Bryan. He had various tag team partners who he held the titles with. The Big Show multiple times, Sean Waltman, Rikishi, Mankind, various tag team partners. Even The Undertaker got a tag team title reign in there with Kane. So Kane being one half of the tag team champions with Daniel Bryan didn't benefit him at all, but Daniel Bryan benefited because he could say that he was one half of the tag team champions with a legend, and Kane certainly is a legend over the last 15 years, recently celebrating over 15 years in the WWE. If anyone benefited from that, it was Daniel Bryan, and if anyone benefited from Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan on previous occasions, it was Daniel Bryan. You take a look back at Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett and how many matches they had. They had one on a final edition of a year of SmackDown where Wade Barrett actually kicked Randy Orton down over a flight of stairs. Randy Orton was out of action for a number of months because of a suspension that he was suffering from, and even though Randy Orton had a couple of personal issues and personal problems with the WWE, that feud with Wade Barrett went a long way in benefiting Wade Barrett and catapulted Wade Barrett to becoming a potential contender for the WWE or World Championship, which is something we haven't seen happen for Wade Barrett yet. But because of previous programs we have seen with Wade Barrett and Randy Orton, with how Randy Orton benefited Wade Barrett a couple of years ago in 2010, 2011, it's only a matter of time before Wade Barrett goes on to become either the WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, and he was really a top pick to win the SmackDown Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match a couple of nights ago. He didn't win, but it's only a matter of time with how impressive he was in that match. And you take a look at how Dolph Ziggler, who's been in previous programs with Randy Orton, benefited. I mean, Dolph Ziggler went on to win the World Championship on 2 previous occasions. He recently lost the world title to Alberto Del Rio, but it's only a matter of time before Dolph Ziggler gets into a rhythm. He gets rid of AJ, he gets rid of all these personal problems with Big E Langston and AJ, and goes on to win the world title for a 3rd time, which will be a reign that'll prove out to be more beneficiary for Dolph Ziggler. I really wish something more prominent would be going for Dolph Ziggler right now, rather than what's going on for him right now. You know, being in this feud with Big E Langston and AJ really isn't benefiting him. So hopefully his 3rd reign will be his best of his previous 2, and it'll be more profitable than what it's been in the past number of months. I mean, when Dolph Ziggler won the World Championship from, I believe it was Alberto Del Rio when he cashed it in the night after WrestleMania 29. Yes, that's correct. He cashed it in against Alberto Del Rio, and he got such a huge pop from the fans that night. It was unbelievable. It was described as a thunderous ovation, and I think one of the biggest reasons why they took the world title off of Dolph Ziggler as quickly as they did is because they reached a point of confusion with Dolph Ziggler's character, and they didn't really know what to do with him. They knew that he got a big reaction that night from winning the World Championship, but ultimately I think what resulted from Dolph Ziggler losing the world title was because WWE reached a point of confusion with his character. If they were more certain in what direction to take Dolph Ziggler's character in, Dolph Ziggler probably wouldn't have coughed up the world title as quickly as he did now. He's had a couple of pay-per-view encounters with world champion Alberto Del Rio, but he's been injured about 95% of the time, and if not for his injuries, along with this confusion, Dolph Ziggler will probably still be enjoying one of his best world title reigns, which he has still to witness in his wrestling career. Both the wrestling fans and himself have yet to witness his best world title reigns and his best years of his career, which I believe one day as a radio host and columnist we will see for Dolph Ziggler. And again, it goes back to how Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton have had these phenomenal matches either prior to a WrestleMania or as a follow-up to WrestleMania events. I mean, Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton are matches good enough to be on a WrestleMania card or good enough to be on a SummerSlam card, and they should be matches for the WWE World title. At least we have a chance of seeing Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. There's a big rumor right now that Randy Orton will cash in on Daniel Bryan, and that's really what this video distribution has been derived from. Both the fact that Randy Orton recently won the All-Stars Money in the Bank ladder match, the first ever of over 20 Money in the Bank ladder matches that we have seen. There's definitely going to be a retrospective of the Money in the Bank ladder match in the next few years because of how many classics we have seen and how many winners we have seen of that prestigious honor. Everyone from its inaugural winner Edge to Rob Van Dam to Mr. Kennedy to Jack Swagger to Daniel Bryan to Alberto Del Rio to Dolph Ziggler to John Cena. So many incredible names have won the honor of being Mr. Money in the Bank for either Raw or SmackDown, and when it was just a solo match featuring Raw and SmackDown superstars, we had one winner every year right up until WrestleMania 26, with the final winner of both the honor of being Money in the Bank for Raw and SmackDown going to Jack Swagger in Phoenix, Arizona in WrestleMania 26, in one of the most incredible matches that kicked off WrestleMania that year. I believe it was really a tradition to kick off WrestleMania in the last few years of it being a match exclusive to both Raw and SmackDown with a Money in the Bank ladder match, and I still wish we were seeing that match at WrestleMania. Not to say that we won't see it again, but because we have it as a gimmick pay-per-view now, it's seemingly pointless to have it be a match at WrestleMania. But you can have up to 3 Money in the Bank ladder matches every year. You don't really need to overkill it. You can have up to 2 or 3 Money in the Bank ladder matches, 1 for WrestleMania and 2 for the pay-per-view that you have every July. But I really think that, taking out of WrestleMania was a huge gamble for WWE to make. Now, in regards to my prediction of Randy Orton cashing in on Daniel Bryan, I really think that it's possible because of how popular Daniel Bryan has gotten and how much would piss off wrestling fans if Daniel Bryan were to have the briefcase cashed in on him, ending his reign as WWE Champion in, let's say, the 3rd or 4th month of the reign. If you're a huge Daniel Bryan fan, which there are many of them out there, I mean, there are a lot of fans that shout over approval for Daniel Bryan as they shout yes when he makes his entrance. I never thought that Daniel Bryan would be chosen by John Cena as his opponent for SummerSlam. I really thought that John Cena was going to choose The Rock, and that really disappointed me. I was really looking forward to Rock Cena 3, which we probably will see at some point. But Daniel Bryan, I think he really has earned the right to challenge John Cena for the WWE title. And if you go back to a previous video distribution and audio archive on my website, I talked about how Daniel Bryan versus John Cena is ratings and money. And looking at it from both points of view, I really think that this match is going to make SummerSlam this year really special. So let's say Daniel Bryan knocks off John Cena, joining the club of Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, who have become young world champions and some of the youngest world champions in WWE history over the last 50 years. That says a lot because less than 50 wrestlers, I do believe, have had the honor of holding both the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships, and that says a lot for your legacy and your career if you're given that honor of holding a major championship in professional wrestling, given the fact that so many names from Nature Boy Buddy Rogers right through to the unbelievable Bruno Sammartino, who held a total combination of over 4,000 days, that's 12 years, over multiple reigns that he's held. And John Cena ranking up there, you take a look at his career accolade of holding the championship a total number of combined days, the 4th longest in WWE history. To say that you are a WWE World Champion means a lot. So let's say Daniel Bryan gets that honor, and then about 3 months after he gets that honor for the first time ever, after previously competing in unbelievable matches with CM Punk, Randy Orton comes out, cashes in, and takes the WWE title from him. As a result, we see Randy Orton turn heel. Then we see this phenomenal program between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. Now, the result of this will be a program, obviously, between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, with Randy Orton portraying himself as the heel character, which he does a fantastic job of. But the only unbeneficiary thing for Daniel Bryan fans is, about 95% of the time after the championship is stolen from the previous champion, the one who is the current champion always benefits. So the unbeneficiary thing for Daniel Bryan fans is the fact that Randy Orton will be the one who benefits, and that will piss off a lot of Daniel Bryan fans. They'll probably be even more pissed off Daniel Bryan fans than there were pissed off Punk fans when The Rock took the WWE title from the over 434-day champion CM Punk and took the championship to Hollywood to promote Fast and Furious 6 and other top box office hits, which The Rock generated over $900 million from. That's almost $1 billion. Obviously, WWE only care about numbers, and that's why CM Punk at his 434-day reign ended when it was just getting good. I mean, CM Punk was in the second half of his reign as WWE Champion. He was a heel character, and that was the most infamous time of CM Punk's championship reign, and I think that's what most wrestling fans are going to remember CM Punk's reign for, and they're going to try to shadow out the fact The Rock came out of nowhere and won the WWE Championship. Should The Rock have been given that honor? You know, I'm kind of conflicted about that. I have hugely supported The Rock's return to professional wrestling, but over 95% of the WWE fans have not. Even though they cheer for The Rock and they approve of The Rock being back in professional wrestling, there are a lot of fans out there that didn't approve of The Rock taking the title to Hollywood, and that's justifiable. I'm not really 100% against you because you think that, but I really think The Rock definitely earned the right of being the WWE Champion, although I was a CM Punk fan for the majority of his championship reign, just as I will be